All right, so definitely want to give you some practical steps that you can do to raise your vibration to make sure that you are always at the highest frequency. All right, and there are three things that I'm going to name. All right, the first one is one of my favorite things to do. It is meditation. All right, so we're going to talk about meditation first, and I'll give you the other two. So meditation literally means to become familiar with. All right, so when you meditate, I like to meditate by just sitting down, taking deep breaths, and just breathing slowly. Deep inhale, slow exhale. All right, I blow all the breath out, and when I inhale, my stomach expands. When I exhale, my stomach contracts. All right, and I like to do that for like 5 to 10 minutes. I make sure that I'm staying in the present moment. I'm not thinking. But that's easier said than done. All right, when I first started meditating, it was extremely hard for me to meditate. Past 30 seconds, I was like, dude, I don't feel shit. Like, what is this? All right, but like anything, the more that you do it, the better that you become. Meditation is literally a muscle. You're building a muscle. You're strengthening. You're making it a habit. All right, but you have to stick through it, even when you feel like you're not getting the results. It's just like going to the gym, which is one thing we'll talk about next. Is working out. You're not gonna see results the first day you're in the gym. All right, this is not a microwave. All right, you can't just put it in there for 1 minute and now you got a hot meal. All right, even though that it ain't really hot. We can talk about that on a whole nother topic. But anywho, it's just like working out. You're not gonna see results instantly. All right, but the more that you do it, the more that you stay consistent, the more that you stay disciplined, you'll start to see results and you'll start to feel what you're supposed to feel while you're doing it. But like I said, when I first started, I couldn't do it past 30 seconds. But I just stuck with it, went to a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and now I can do 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long I need to do it. But usually now I don't really need that long because it doesn't take me much time at all to get into that state that I know that I need to tap into, because I literally feel it when it hits, like, okay, now I'm here, I'm there. All right. But once again, meditation, it means to become familiar with. So what it does is you're sitting down, it's gonna let you know what thoughts your monkey mind is thinking. All right. And that monkey mind is that voice that you hear in your head all day. It's not you. All right. It's not you. And a lot of people get confused and like mess up because they think that they are their thoughts. You are not your thoughts. All right. Most of your thoughts are just coming up from habitual programs that you have within that we'll talk about later. And most of those programs, you had literally nothing to do with them being there. You didn't put them there. You were just programmed by your environment that you grew up around. All right. TV shows, radio, music you listen to, your parents, conversations you overheard, just stuff like that. But when you meditate, you become aware of who you are and the thoughts that you are thinking, or at least you're supposed to become aware. And you can't change something until you become aware of it. All right, awareness is the name of the game. All right, you have to become aware of what you're thinking. You have to become aware of who you are in order to create someone new. Because until then, you can't create anything new until you know what to change. Okay, you can't fix a car that you don't know what's wrong with it. What you gonna do? You have to go get the diagnostic report, right? For them to say, hey, this is what we found is wrong with your car. And that's the same thing that meditation does. All right, you are the car. Meditation is your free diagnostic report. You can go in there and see the things that you're dealing with, the constant thoughts that you're thinking. You can go and really feel what emotional state you're in, because you have to know your emotional state. You have to become familiar with yourself. That's what meditation means. All right. So meditation, what it does is it helps to link the left and the right side of the brain. Okay. And what splits the brain, the left and the right side, is called the corpus callosum. All right, the corpus callosum is what helps to send information from each side. All right. And the stronger the thicker or the stronger your corpus callosum is, the easier it is for the information to be transferred from both sides of the brain. All right, and you strengthen your corpus callosum by meditation. Isn't that beautiful? That, like, it's not just something that you're doing just to do. No, there's actual something that happens when you meditate. You strengthen your brain. All right, it's because your left side of your brain is masculine. All right, it deals with more logic, like math, reading. It deals with your consciousness and your awareness. Okay, your right side of your brain is more feminine. All right, it deals with like movement, flow, music. It's more emotional. It deals with your traumas. Okay, so you need to be able, you can't be, and most people are so either masculine dominant or feminine dominant that it causes an imbalance within them. All right, we have to make the two become one. We have to marry both sides of the brain. That's the first marriage that we need to work on, not the marriage in the physical. All right, that's why so many people marriages fail, because they're married in the physical, but they haven't married their brain. All right, you need to marry your brain first, the right and the left side of your brain, before you go out and look for a physical marriage. Because if you don't, I guarantee you that marriage probably isn't going to work. All right, because most people are so right brain dominant or left brain dominant, and they're imbalanced, and you can't have imbalances in relationships. And you guys, you can help to balance each other out, but you can't depend on the other person to do that for you. You have to do it for yourself. All right, and the best way to do it, or the most efficient way to do it, from my understanding, and once again, I'm ignorant as well. All right, I don't know everything, but what I do know, I like to teach, and what I do believe that I know is that this is the most efficient way to balance your brain out. Okay, through meditation, and it'll just help you out tremendously. It'll help you to tap into the present moment, because the present moment is where everything lies. All right, it's where you can't be in the present moment and have a worry. All right, you can't be in the present moment and be fearful. The only way you can be fearful or be worrisome is if you're thinking. All right, and usually if you're thinking about the past, things that you didn't want to happen in the past, or you're thinking about the future, things that you don't want to happen in the future. All right, that's where anxiety and fear and all those things come from. All right, meditation helps you to be more in the present moment, because when you're in the present moment, then that really is dictating to the field that you trust that everything is going to always work out for you, because everything truly is always working out for you. It truly is. And if you can tap into the present moment, you'll start to see that. Because once again, if you're in the present moment, the emotional state that you're in the present moment is one of I'm safe. All right, because you can only be in the present moment when you feel safe. All right, we get out of the present moment when we don't feel safe, when we're in fight or flight. And fight or flight is when our body is knocked out of homeostasis. Homeostasis is our most natural state. It's a state of rest and recovery. Fight or flight is when we're ready to fight or flight, and flight means to run. It's whenever we feel like we're under attack. And most people feel like they are under attack all the time because they don't take control of their emotional state. All right, they're always in this negative emotional state, especially when they first wake up. Because what do most people do? They go to a job they don't like. They're waking up in a house they don't like. They're driving a car they don't like. They feel like they don't have enough money. They feel like they don't look like they want to look. So it's just this constant battle of fighting and going against what they don't want to do. And if you're in that state, then you're constantly attracting those things into your life. And then if you're in that state, then you're automatically in fight or flight. And when you're in fight or flight, your immune system isn't working properly. Your brain and your heart are not connected, all right, because they have a connection. And once that signal is jagged, then you're going to be thinking negative thoughts, all right? It's really like everything is connected. And if one thing is out of sync, it's usually going to throw everything out of sync. And meditation helps you to sync everything, all right, in the most positive manner, to have everything in alignment, so you are walking forcefully in a positive direction, all right? If not, you're just going to be constantly attracting negative things, which make you think negative thoughts, which make you do negative actions, which causes negative manifestations. All right, it's a fucking hamster wheel that is hard to get off of, and you'll feel exhausted every single day. And once you build that muscle to feel that way, once that becomes your personality, because your personality is how you think, act, and feel, because your personality creates your personal reality. And once you hardwire that life fucking sucks and life is hard into your personality, then it has no choice but to be shown to you in your personal reality. All right, so that's why meditation is so important, because it helps you to focus on the good things and to be more present. And when your personality is one that is always in the present moment, that means you're happy, that means you're whole, that means you have what you need in the moment. That means you are full. And once you're full, once you're given the signal to the universe that I have everything, you don't need anything, which will attract more things into your life. All right. The person who does not need anything really has everything, right? If you were a billionaire, and I don't like to just talk about money, because money is not everything, but in this society, everyone feels like money will solve all their problems. So I'm just gonna describe a billionaire. How would you feel? Like if you were a billionaire right now, I'm sure you wouldn't be thinking about the bills next month. You wouldn't be thinking about your car or whatever you had. You would be thinking about, what trip am I about to go on? Whose life can I change today? All right, what delicious meal do I want to eat today? All right, and that's present moment thinking. And if you're in the present moment, you're always that means that you're safe and things are calm. Your body is in homeostasis, which is like the perfect state for your body to be in. So if you're there all of the time, you're going to attract more things into your life that cause you to be in homeostasis. It's really that simple. All right. I don't know what that was in the background. Something just happened in the room. Something fell. So excuse me if I just looked off. But that's exactly how it goes. All right. You're always going to attract things that reaffirm the emotional state that you're always in. And if you're in the present moment, you're in a great emotional state, and you'll attract more great things into your life that make you feel even better. And then your personal reality will literally reflect your personality, the new personality that you have. But if you're always in fight or flight, your body is actually going to be addicted to those feelings that you've been feeling, and it's going to make it so much harder to get your body into homeostasis. Or not to get it into homeostasis, to sustain homeostasis, because it's not about getting it, it's about sustaining it. All right, like they say with money, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. Okay, it's the same thing with this. It's not about how many times I can get into the present moment, it's about how long I can stay in the present moment. And meditation will help you to stay there. Okay, and I think that's one of the best ways I could describe it. Meditation helps you stay into the present moment more efficiently and more effectively. All right, because you train your brain to let your brain know that you are in control of it instead of your brain controlling you. Most people's brains are controlling them. The brain tells them what to do. The brain will send a thought up because they'll be in an emotional state. They'll accept the thought that the brain sends up, and now their actions are dictated by their thought. And if you have to tell your brain what to think, you have to tell your brain, like, no, that's not real. That's not true. Nope, calm down. No, I don't believe that shit. And you have to not only reject that experience or that thought, you have to replace it with a better thought, or at something, you have to replace it. If you have a car, let's say your car breaks down or something like that, your brain is going to be like, oh, fuck, this is terrible. And it's like, nope, no, it's not. This is happening for a reason. Tell your brain, no, this is happening for a reason. Now I'm about to find out what it is. That's what you have to do. You have to constantly reframe negative events with positive events and positive emotions. Because once you do that, then you make it into a habitual program. And once it becomes a habitual program, you won't have to consciously think about changing that negative thought anymore, because the thought won't be negative. It'll just automatically be positive. Okay, and we're going to talk about how to make it a habitual program, how to reprogram your mind, because in the next lesson when we discuss conscious and subconscious programming. All right, but once again, meditation helps you to become more present, helps you to control your mind, and it strengthens the corpus callosum, which is the thing that splits the brain and allows messages from the right side and the left side to be transferred more effectively and more efficiently. So you are not just operating from one side of the brain or the other. You're operating from your whole brain. All right, you're marrying the brain. The two become one. All right. Next thing we got to talk about is working out, bro. Working out. All right. As you can see, I work out all the time. All right. Literally, if you go look at my Instagram, TKane Official, I think pound for pound, I am one of the strongest people on Instagram. And I'm not bragging. I'm just proud of myself because I work hard to be strong. All right, I think you are a reflection of your mind, so it just shows me how strong my mind is. It can be stronger. Trust me, my mind can be strong. I got on the roller coaster the other day because I had like this big fear of I was claustrophobic. I hate being locked down. I was riding. My daughter wanted me to ride the roller coaster with her at Six Flags, and I was like, oh shit. But she's 5 and she wasn't scared, so I had to get on the roller coaster with her. And when they strapped me down, every fucking emotion that I felt back when I was 5 and 6 years old on that roller coaster came back up. Like, oh my, I started sweating, fight or flight kicked in, but I was able to slow my brain. I was able to slow my mind down. I was able to control my mind. I was able to do deep breathing, and I got through the roller coaster ride. I fucking hated it, but it was for my daughter. I had to do what I had to do, and I became better because I faced a fear that I forgot was even there, but I got better through it. All right, so I'll be better for the next time. But anywho, working out is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. All right, working out has to be part of your routine, all right, your daily routine. And I'm not saying you have to do it every day. I like at least 3 to 5 times a week, but it'll just make you so much better. It'll help you to also be in the present moment more. You can't be at peak optimal performance and have a fear in your mind at the same time. You have to be present while you're lifting weights. You have to be present while you got that heavy ass weight on your back. You got to be present while you're bench pressing. All right, you can't be thinking about other things. All right, so this will help you. Working out will help you to be in the present moment, just as meditation will. All right, and then when you're working out, what are you doing? You're breathing. All right, you're taking deep breaths. You're looking at how it just makes you feel good. All right, it puts you in a great emotional state. Everybody feels good after they work out. All right, it might hurt, it might fucking suck while you're doing it, but usually after you work out, go take a good shower, you get you something to eat, and you just feel so accomplished. All right, you get those dopamine, because you get the dopamine is like the feel-good chemical that we have when we're in the pursuit of goals. All right, and that's what happens when you're working out. You're usually in the pursuit of a goal. You get dopamine, serotonin, you get all those feel-good chemicals that make you feel good, and when you feel good, it makes you want to do even more things that make you feel good. All right, it's the same as being negative. If you're feeling negative, you attract more negativity. If you're feeling good, you attract more positivity, and you're going to do more things that make you feel that way. All right, because now you were addicted to those negative emotions. Now you're going to be addicted to those positive emotions. All right, and working out is the thing that can help you stay in that high vibrational state, especially when you do it in the morning. Like meditation, you should do it when you first wake up. Don't reach for your phone. All right, because if you reach for your phone, you're looking at all the things that are known in your reality. All right, you check your Facebook, you check your Snapchat, you check your Instagram. You're seeing all the same people that you saw the day before, and usually 90% of our thoughts are the same thoughts that we thought the day previously. All right, so you're going to be thinking the same thing. If you're thinking the same thing, you're going to be doing the same actions, and if you have the same actions, you're going to manifest the same things. So that's why it's so important to do these things in the morning when you first wake up, because you're in that alpha state of brain, that alpha brainwave state, which we'll discuss later. But that alpha state is where you're most susceptible to reprogram yourself. And if you can reprogram yourself with things that make you feel good, then your life is going to change, because now you're changing your personality. And then when you change your personality, you change your personal reality. You're becoming a person who meditates in the morning, who works out in the morning. And who are the people who do those types of things? Usually people who are really successful, or usually people who are really happy, which go hand in hand. Success and happiness, to me, usually go hand in hand. I know for my life, all right? I don't know about for everybody else, but I don't think you can truly be successful unless you are happy, okay? I think most people create this illusion of what success looks like, but they're not truly happy, which that means you're not truly successful, all right? That's why you can't walk by faith, not by sight. You can't look at everything that you see and think it's real. Okay, you have to everything, because anywho, that's I'll go into that next. But you can't look at everything that you see is not as it seems. All right, everything that glitters is not gold, my guy and my girl. So just know that. All right, some people are really lying about lifestyles in order to present narrative to you, so you can purchase things from them and so you can follow them. But you'll know when someone's truly happy and truly successful. It'll show. Their energy will show that they're vibrant. All right, and you can't fake that. You can't. It's impossible to do that. especially if you really know if you really know this information. But once again, working out, making sure you're doing that first thing. So meditating, working out, and then we have reading. Okay, reading. And with reading, I also want to say this could be listening to podcasts. All right. A lot of people do not like to fucking read. Like, I see so many people that like, think about, I read a lot of books. A lot of people have asked me for books, and I'll be like, hey, did you read it? It's like, nah, I ain't read it. It's like people just buy books to make them feel better. All right, but you have to actually, you can't just buy the fucking book and think that you did enough by reading 2 pages. Finish the fucking book. All right, everything that you need to know about life is usually in a book. And think about the time that it took for someone to literally sit down and jot their thoughts out into a book. All right, if someone took the time out to write a book, they usually did a lot of research on that topic. And if they did a lot of research on it, they usually know what they're talking about. And a lot of people read the same books over and over. Like, a lot of success leaves clues. All right, so just look at the books that most successful people are reading and go read those books, or go read the books that those successful people wrote. Okay, and then that'll change your life. Because when I started to read, like, earners are learners. All right, and the more that you learn, the more that you earn. So if you want to earn more money, if you want to become more successful, you have to become a learner. You have to become a reader. All right, or you can listen to podcasts. All right, we're in a new day and age, guys, to where you don't even have to read the books anymore. You can listen to the audio books, or you can go to the person's podcast, because they all have podcasts, and they're usually all talking about how they became successful and the things you need to do to become successful. Turn the fucking music off when you're in the car, bro. Listen to podcasts. Listen to audiobooks. When you're in the gym, turn the music off. Listen to audiobooks. All right, because when you're in that peak optimal state, that means you're in that flow state. And when you're in the flow state and you're listening to things that are positive and you're learning, your brain and your mind just accepts the information so much better. All right, it's scientifically proven that when you're in that high flow state, your information is digested by you so much easier. All right, so that's why, like, you have to start changing some of the things you do. You have to, in order to create change, you must change. All right, and the change must start with your actions. All right, actions are everything. So start doing better things. Start doing the things that it's going to take for you to become more successful. So you have to start reading. You have to start listening to podcasts while you're working out, while you're in the car. Every chance you get, you have to literally engulf yourself in this type of information, in this type of reality, and it'll manifest to it. Your reality will manifest for you if you embed yourself in it. All right, you can't be halfway in, halfway out, because if you're halfway in, halfway out, you're gonna get some halfway in, halfway out results. You got to burn the fucking boats, my guy. Once again, you got to raise your standards. This has to become a non-negotiable for you. When it becomes a non-negotiable for you, when you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you will be successful. All right, you can't be one day on, one day off, and think you're going to get the best results. You can't complain about the results for the work that you're not putting in. And once again, I'm not saying that it's just terrible if you fucking miss a day. All right, it is, but it's okay. But you cannot keep telling yourself it's okay. You got to be tough on your fucking self. All right, too many times, especially with my women, and my more so feminine men, it's like, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's fucking not okay. All right? You got to stop telling yourself that shit. It's not okay, bro. That shit is not okay. And that's when you can't always need someone to coach you. You got to be your coach. You got to be your biggest coach. All right? First get the coaching, and then you become your coach, and then you can coach someone else. Because until then, you're going to have to depend on someone else to always correct you. All right, and that's fine at first, because we all need that person in our lives who is going to be that person for us, who makes sure that we're always on the right path. But you can't always depend on that person to do that for you. You can't always depend on weed to make you feel more relaxed. You can't always depend on depression medicine to make you less anxious. You can't always depend on outside resources to make the inside feel better. All right, you got to be able to do it from within. You got to be able to do it for yourself. You got to be able to think to control your body, control your mind, and to think better thoughts now instead of waiting on something outside of you to make you feel better. All right, it can't be like that all the time. It can at first, but then you got to graduate. Just like in school, you graduate, you go from 3rd grade, then you get better information in 4th grade, you get more information in 5th grade, and so on and so forth. All right, that's the same thing in life. You got to graduate from these stages. All right, and you can't go back to being in 5th grade and learning 3rd grade information or acting like a 3rd grader, because then you're not progressing. You're only making yourself worse. All right, and once again, even when you're in 6th grade, you can't hang out with 3rd graders anymore. All right, they're not talking about the same things you're talking about. They haven't progressed in the same manner that you progress consciously. All right, birds and eagles and pigeons really can't hang together. You have different visions for your life. All right, so you're going to have to get around more people who are practicing these types of things. All right, and you'll get around those people once you start to practice it. You'll start to attract them into your life. So you don't have to go find the new friends. You don't have to go cut off your old friends. Once you start to change your life and you start to do these types of things, anything that is not in vibrational alignment with you will fall off automatically. All right, whether it be friends, whether it be jobs, whether it be lovers, you don't have to cut anybody off. They'll cut themselves off once you start to work on your vibrational frequency. All right, and once you're at the highest frequency, only those things that match that level can come into your reality. All right, so you don't have to worry. Once again, you don't have to worry about being mean. You don't have to worry about cutting anybody off. They'll get cut off. They'll stop coming around you. All right, and you'll start to attract better things into your life. So don't worry about what you lose. All right, because to lose is actually to gain. That's what it is. To lose is to gain, and that's what you have to focus on. That's what you have to make your mind realize. All right, to lose is to gain. All right, less is more. Less is usually more. You don't need all those people around you, because how much are those people positively affecting you? What are they really adding to your life in a positive manner? Most times it's really nothing. And most times you're the person who's always like going out of your way to help everybody else. No, go out of your way to help yourself. And the best way you can do it is to implement these 3 things into your daily routines. All right. Next, we're going to talk about subconscious and conscious programming and the brainwave states that it takes in order to reprogram yourself, and also the brainwave states that you don't want to be in for prolonged periods of time, because it will help or it will hurt you in the long run. So stay tuned.